Welcome to day one of our Wellness Bootcamp for coronavirus quarantine. Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Minke. This is Minke Wellness. And a boot camp is designed for skill building, and we have a number of skills that are going to be useful to us in terms of learning how to be well. And I say that because most people are, wellness is not something that we are taught. It's certainly not something our culture focuses on, and in our medical system does not honor wellness as a practice. And it is a practice. There are things that we do, habits that we create, and decisions and thought processes that we have that are in the wellness category, and it's helpful if we learn how to do some of these things. So one of the goals is for that I have for you conducting this wellness boot camp for 14 days is to come out of it more confident that your body knows how to be well, that there are actions you can take that make a difference, and that you can trust the basic thing right here. This body is amazing, and you can trust it to do better than anything that any science part could come up with on the other end. Okay, so God created this amazing system, and our immune system can overcome any tricky virus. The immune system is amazingly designed for that. And even if it is a super tricky virus that bypasses the immune system, our immune system has layers of functionality that can overcome these things. So let's talk about one of our first skill, and that's focusing on this body. How am I doing? What's going on here physically? And the physical body is going to have amazing impacts, important impacts on our overall health just in the respiratory system alone. Okay, in other words, if I'm all tight and I can't breathe, I've restricted from my physical shape of my body, I've restricted my breathing. That's not a good thing, especially in the context of this respiratory virus. We want to have an open airway, open breathing, and it starts with good structure and how aligned my spine is and that kind of thing, right? And so one of the things that is going to help us with that in our first day one focus, and especially because I think most people can feel their physical bodies easier than they can feel their immune system, right? We'll get into more of this. How do we become aware of things like our immune system? But today, our day one, we're just going to focus on structure, physical body. And to help us do that, I'm assuming you've got your premium starter kit, right? And to help us do that, the first oil we're going to focus on is this amazing, beautiful oil called Valor. And so Valor has been, it's one of Young Living's oldest oils, blends, and it has been described by many as a chiropractor in a bottle. Now, what does that mean? So what we find with using the Valor, now not only is Valor very calming and grounding, okay, but it has this ability or property to help the body realign itself. And I don't know how it does that, but it does. And so we're going to experience that today. We're using the oil Valor. Now let's look at this oil Valor, smelling Valor. We have the oils in Valor. I have to look at it now because the formula did change. It used to just have 4 oils. Now it's blue tansy, frankincense, black spruce. Those are the main 3. And then there are these others that were added in to replace rosewood, and because rosewood is not available. And so it's geranium and camphor, I think, are the only 2. That combination of geranium and camphor basically created the new blend. And what this is a very, very grounding blend. And here's how we use it. Here's one of the ways that we use Valor, besides putting it on all the bumps and impacts and anything like that. If you ever bump into something and were to create, that's going to leave a mark. If you put enough of this on fast enough, that doesn't leave a mark. It's amazing. It just takes the trauma out of the impact or the injury. It seems to just melt away the injury and restore the tissue or maintain that healthy structure of the tissue. This is what it does. It's really quite amazing in that. So we're going to experience that for the body. And what I'm going to do is what they call a Valor Hold, okay? And Valor Hold, and I'm going to put it on the wrist, okay? We're going to put, and this is a very, it's actually, the blue tansy makes it a blue oil. I don't know if you can see how blue that oil is. And so we're going to put 4 or 5 drops. It's not that important how many drops. And I'm going to put my 2 wrists together with the oil sandwiched in between, and I'm going to hold that. And I'm just going to breathe, and I'm going to imagine my spine lengthening, lining up. And of course I can smell the oil as it's wafting up as I'm holding this. But I can feel the circulation, energy moving in my body. I mean, this is part of an opportunity to just pause and feel that energy flowing, feeling the ground. I'm sitting on the chair, feeling my hiney sit on the chair, feeling my feet on the floor, taking a moment with the oil to be grounded, to be present. And as I hold this, it starts eventually to feel a pulse. This is a system called polarity, which is difficult to explain, but as a scientist, as I've observed it, I've experienced it, I've felt these things, and so while I don't have a solid molecular biology explanation for all this, the science starts with observation, and so we're going to just accept that there are certain things that we do observe, we know, we don't have an explanation for, so let's just go with it, okay? So I'm going to put this oil down just for a moment so that my hands can rest, and again, I'm keeping my wrists together and just relaxing and breathing in, breathing out. As I breathe out, I'm going to let stress out. As I breathe in, I'm going to bring the newness, the opportunity. Let's breathe in opportunity. Let's breathe in what this next 2 weeks could bring us in terms of getting a little more in touch with our body, getting better skills, getting more grounded, being able to breathe more consciously and breathe better, making better choices. Breathing out the stress. If I have old habits, or maybe not, habits at all that I don't want, maybe this is an opportunity in this 2 weeks to let go of some of these habits. We're going to exhale out those habits. Pick a habit: procrastination, not wanting to deal with my paperwork, whatever your habit is that you have an opportunity to change this week or these 2 weeks. We're going to exhale out that bad habit. And we're going to have the valor, the courage to embrace this opportunity to change, to create some new habits, to let go of some of these old ones. Exhale out those old habits. Bring in the new sparkle. Sometimes I don't know what to bring in. When I'm inhaling, I'm breathing in oxygen. When you inhale, you're breathing in oxygen. Oxygen is going into the body. And I can breathe that oxygen in, and I can let the oil come in with it, right? Breathing in oxygen with the essential oil. Feeling it soak into my spine, because follow the air, it goes back to the back of the throat and down the airway, which is following the spine. So we actually are kind of in touch with the spine. Let your shoulders kind of rotate, relax a little bit. Exhale out. Inhale the new sparkle. So sometimes I don't know what I want to inhale. I have an intentional breath, right? Intentionality with breath. Inhaling with intention, bringing in oxygen. But what am I also inviting into my life with a few breaths that I'm using consciously? So I'm going to breathe in that sparkle, the opportunity, breathe in freshness, an opportunity to clean out some closets. That's kind of where our thing is. Get some piles of paper done. Get those out of the way, and just imagine the clean house. That's or whatever it is for you. The clean body, the clean mind, the opportunity, the clean relationships with your family. opportunities. But it takes courage to make changes. It takes courage to embrace something that is scary, right? I mean, this hopefully by the end of this 2 weeks, you'll have more courage, more confidence that you can affect the outcome for you and your family if something like the coronavirus were to come knocking on your doorstep. So this is what this is all about this week, these 2 weeks, this wellness boot camp, learning skills to learn to be quiet, to learn to center, learning skills, what I call a one breath meditation. In one breath, you can change your whole focus, your whole attitude, your whole state, right? So as the Valor is working, start to feel the spine relax, start to feel how you can get a deeper breath, and have the courage to take one step at a time, one day at a time. Wellness is one day at a time. And we're going to continue working one day at a time. We're going to pick a different oil from the premium starter kit each day and let that oil give us some focus for what kind of skill building we're going to increase and develop. And all the time we're going to be kind of maintaining a back of the mind awareness of our wellness strategy. Stop poisoning ourselves. What are some areas that we can let go of? In this context of the body structure, we can let go of the stress, right? Let go of that shoulder cranking stress. So getting a little bit of back rub, right? We've got a product called Better Back Rub. You can massage therapy is not rocket science. You can help each other at home. So this Valor, very refreshing, it helps us to have some courage. If anytime you feel that fear or you're like, oh my gosh, grab your Valor, especially today, keep your Valor in your pocket and put a drop of Valor on. Inhale, put some on your chest, put some on your forehead, right? Getting that courage to move forward. Okay, happy wellness, one day at a time. We'll see you tomorrow.